It's above my head.
What do you mean?
Well.
Oh, you fucking idiot.
Is it stuck to my glasses? Anyway, carry on.
Anyway,
Where we started?
Lara Procopio
I got too
versus
much
Casey
sun, I think,
ONeil.
yesterday. You what?
You had too much sun.
Too
Lara
much sun, not enough
Procopio
sleep.
And Casey
Okay. This is a really evenly matched fight.
Yeah. Lara caught me out last time against Molly. I was like, oh, she looks like a housewife. She's not got shit.
It's because she had a rough fight against Thingy, though, didn't she? Like that split decision loss that she had against Carl Rosa.
Yeah, but she's solid.
She's really good.
She's pretty well rounded, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She's very solid. I thought Lara was going to go. I thought Molly was going to go in there and beat her up, but she didn't at all. And she got shut down. She's not spectacular, is she, Lara? But she's just solid and fundamental and averagely well rounded. Yeah, like I can't imagine her going on a mad tear and being the champ. But I can see her hanging around and causing a few upsets and being a problem for a lot of people. Like this sort of thing coming up, youngster coming up, you got to get past her if you want to progress. Yeah,
but I think Casey ONeil's a good matchup for her, just purely based on the way that she fights. I mean, you know, if you remember her last fight against Shayna Dobson, she was just like a rash. She was all over her, and she never ever let up.
Shit out
all over her, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that's gonna sway the momentum of this fight, because Procopio can fight like that as well.
Right.
But she was a little bit nullified by Rosa on the feet, and there was not much grappling engagement in that fight. And then on the flip side with Molly, she knew that Molly was a good boxer, so she took her down and she grounded her and controlled her there. I don't know if she's gonna be able to do that quite as easy against ONeil though, because she's got. First of all, she looks strong for the weight class.
Yeah,
she's got good scrambling ability. And then even when she's grounding and pounding, like her weight and balance
evenly distributed in it.
You can tell it's you can tell it's educated. You know, she was controlling wrists and breaking frames down while she was hitting, and
she's nasty.
Yeah, she is.
She's like nasty. Her ground and pound is very, very nasty. I like it. She's she's well rounded as well. She's no fear of standing up and striking with people. She's got good wrestling, and if she puts you on your back, you're in a bit of trouble. She really did beat the shit out of Dobson, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. I think Casey ONeil will come through this. I think it'll be a strong test, won't it?
I think so. Yeah.
You know, maybe even the sort of test that she needs if she wants to elevate herself up through the rankings.
I think it's a really evenly matched fight. I just feel like Casey ONeil might be a bit more present physically, a bit bigger and stronger, and I just think she's a little bit more ferocious, especially with the pace that she sets. Good fight though. I mean, you know,
good way to start that card.
Yeah, well, we'll see where her grappling limitations are, because I think Procopio can test her there. But I think I'm leaning towards ONeil on that one.
ONeil, right?
Okay.
Joaquin Silva and Ricky Glenn. Is that next up?
Glenn, yes.
Rick Glenn.
Which way are you going? Which way are you seeing it immediately?
This is going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really good fight.
See, Rick Glenn sets a similar pace to Casey ONeil in the way that he fights. I mean, if you think back to that Gavin Tucker fight, I mean, he had 4 broken bones in his face at the end of that fight.
I mean, aside from the shit refereeing and whether or not that should have been stopped way earlier, they were talking about it, weren't they, DC and Rogan? That was a brutal performance.
It was.
Yeah, they didn't say stop the fight, did they?
A couple of times.
Did other people say stop a fight?
I think they said
on
that
a broadcast
fight could have been stopped.
Oh, right. There's your mistake.
You know, the thing is though, like I watched it back because I remember watching that fight at the time and thinking, this, like, especially in that last sort of 90 seconds, like it almost looked like he was working on instinct. Like he's turning, he's recovering guard, and he's covering, and
but actually there.
He doesn't look like he's present programmed. To me. Yeah. Like, did you see that finish in one? Oh, I can't remember the guys. I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. I'll find it and post it up on my socials. The guy got dropped so hard that when the referee came in to separate it, he got put in a full heel hook.
Oh, I did see that.
Did you see it? The guy was completely automatic. He just jumped on it and was and it was
I held it for a little bit as well.
Exactly. Like the referee was lucky that he he didn't get some damage.
Well, I mean, like what is training? Training is in trying to imprint these things on your subconscious, so you're operating on a system that you're not even aware you're operating on.
Yeah.
So it's working.
Yeah.
It worked for him.
The difficulty is recognizing that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like the referee needs to kind of
train.
You'll be able to. Well, you just need to see the eyes of the fighter. You can see when someone's vacant. Like when Cowboy went back to his stall after getting dropped by Masvidal at the end of the round. Greg Jackson's looking clear at him, and he's like, you can see he's not there. There's a vacancy to them. But that, I mean, the other downside is that Rick Glenn wasn't able to muster a great deal of power. And I've been in that situation once before when I fought my first fight in Japan, because when I got there I wasn't allowed to use the sauna.
Right.
So I had to.
Did you have tattoos by any chance?
Of course I did. Yeah. So I had to cut
Wrong
weight
sauna.
by
There's
running.
a few you could have used. But...
yeah, I got too many fingers for those saunas. But it was like I had to run. I had to cut weight, and I had to use. I was just done.
Yeah.
And in the last round, poor guy, I hit him with everything, and I just didn't have enough to finish him.
Yeah, right. He was begging to be finished.
I just couldn't
misery.
put him away.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the situation there. You're like if Rick Glenn had have, instead of throwing 30 punches, if he'd have picked 10 good ones, I think the referee might have stepped in.
Yeah.
Because the impact of the shots wasn't overwhelming.
I mean, he's been close. He's lost, a couple of decisions, a couple of split decisions. His record, I think, is maybe a little bit harsh. Like he seems like he's a good rounded fighter.
If you look at the guys that he's losing to, though, I mean, Evan Dunham's just an absolute nightmare. Such a strong wrestler and grappler. I used to train with him at Drysdale's, and he's one of those guys like a Jim Miller. Like you get the phone call and it's Evan Dunham, and you're like, okay, right, I've got to be in shape for this one. I've got to be ready because he's going to put it on me. Miles Jury, another one, real talented individual. Is he with PFL now?
I think
he forced out his contract, didn't he?
I think he might be.
And then Kevin Aguilar is, another guy that's massively underestimated. He's got really good hands. Leans heavy on his lead leg, peppers people with boxing. This fight against Joaquim Silva, honestly, I think it's another good bit of matchmaking because Joaquim Silva is just he's struggling at this level in the UFC. I
suppose you always sort of say this, but against Hakparat, he was sort of doing okay till he wasn't doing okay.
Yeah,
and he got slept.
Yeah,
he got slept by him. But up till then, I was sort of like, all right, this isn't a mismatch.
Yeah,
and Hakparat is pretty widely regarded as being, hot up and coming fighter, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, after what Hakparas did to Jacasey, like okay, he's in problems for everybody. Yeah. But then, like on the flip side to that,
it was a beautiful left hand that dropped Silva, though, wasn't it?
But this like you look at that fight, so that was going well until it wasn't, and then on the flip side, the Jared Gordon fight was going terribly until it went really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ricky Glenn might close this one out. I think he's probably just a little bit better at a few more things than Joaquim.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on, now I've got too many pages open here. What's going on? I'm on Polaris now.
That's coming up.
It is coming up. It's on the same day as Glory.
Yeah,
we just found out.
I think have to split resources, mightn't we?
Split the camp. We have to send the Raptors to Rotterdam, and we'll have to head to Southampton for Polaris.
That'd be good, man. That'd be good. Good for us to be covering kickboxing and grappling at the same time.
Yeah, I'm going to record a couple of things. I'm going to do a couple of war rooms for that Glory card. I'm going to do a legendary kickboxers on Badr Hari as well.
Man, they're rolling Glory, aren't they?
Rolling. Got Endeavour behind them now for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, Badr Hari, Overeem, some old school names in there. Yeah, wicked.
Really good.
We'll cover that heat in the next month or so, won't we? We'll get loads.
We'll stream the undercard as well, aren't we? We'll be streaming the undercard on our channel.
Yeah,
beautiful. Okay.
Josh Parisian
again against Rock Martinez. This is going to be a mess.
Yeah.
This is going to be an ugly mess of a fight.
I mean, if you put Rock on his back, he doesn't have many answers, does he? There's not a lot there.
No.
If Josh goes in and tries to gunsling, then it's kind of 50-50 in it because they're both big dudes. They both got a lot of power.
It'd have been better to have flipped this fight with Felipe and what's his name last weekend?
Who was that? Felipe and...
because he used to be a middleweight.
Yeah, that's right.
Jake Collier.
That's right, Collier. Yeah.
So if you'd have put Collier against Rock Martinez, you basically got two really fat middleweights
Yeah.
fighting one another. Whereas
belly off
Parisian,
each other. Just like,
whereas Parisian, I mean, he is a big heavyweight. I think he had to cut. Was it 295? He had to cut from. He's a bit 6'4", nearly an 80-inch reach.
yeah, he's a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's kind of dipped his toe in the UFC before, didn't he? He was on the Contender Series, won by a spinning back fist. Then he lost on the Contender on the Ultimate Fighter season finale.
Again, if he was smart, he'd do what Romanov did to Rock.
Put him on his back. Beat him up and choke him out. Yeah,
exactly.
Has he got what's his submission?
Romanov got a sub out of sorry, not Romanov. Rock got a sub out of Jerome Lobana with a headlock.
Did he really? Yeah. In a kickboxing match.
Must have stole his lunch money or something.
What? I suppose we can't underestimate him then.
Yeah, I think that was it. He's pretty susceptible to a sub as well.
He's always gonna, for sure. Rock's always gonna see his limit in the heavyweight division because he's just not big enough, is he?
No.
I mean, what is he? 5'11", 5'10"? You've got to have rocks for hands if you're.
He's not a heavyweight
5'10",
frame.
72-inch reach.
Yeah.
That's a lightweight frame.
Yeah, that's just a fat
like your average welterweight.
Just a fat middleweight, really.
It's not even a middleweight. Like you look at his stats. I mean, like McGregor's reach is 74, so McGregor's got a 2-inch reach advantage on him. And I mean, what's McGregor? 5'8", 5'9"? Like he's only 5'10".
Yeah. Enjoys his life though.
Absolutely. He enjoys. He enjoys all of it apart from the 15 minutes that he's stuck on the bottom getting beaten up.
He is not tracking his calories. I tell you that.
He's not tracking much.
Yeah, man. I think this is Parisian's to lose. Like,
yeah.
If he gets it all egoic about it and stands there and was like, all right, then let's go, let's bang it out. Then Rock's got some power in his hands. We've seen it, but I
mean, Dontel Mays kind of showed the path to victory, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just follows that. Even if he doesn't get the finish, you can just stick to that path until a potential finish opens up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. Okay. Matt
Semmelsberger versus Chaos Williams.
Against Chaos Williams. Lovely counter to a low kick from Semmelsberger in his last fight.
Traded it. Yeah.
Stick him with a right. Straight down the pipe.
Yeah.
I like this fight.
How do you stop someone kicking you?
You
smash him in the face every time they kick you.
How do you stop someone subbing you?
What was that?
You're right, Mystery.
That's phone.
That was a phone, wasn't it?
Exactly like like a phone.
Is your phone cracked? It is. He said no with a laugh. It definitely is.
Semmelsberger is game as you like, isn't he? I like him, man. He's got some pretty solid. He's pretty solid all round, really. He's good. He's a touch wild sometimes, isn't he? He doesn't have crazy power, but he's sharp, man.
Yeah,
he's sharp and game.
He's a touch wild, and he's fighting someone called Chaos.
Yeah, right.
Who's also a touch wild.
He's also a touch wild.
A touch loopy on his punches.
This could get loose.
Yeah, this would be. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I could quite easily see this one being one of the two blasts the other one out of the water.
Right.
And I think you could flip a coin on it, to be honest. I think they've both got as much potential as one another to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Lots of 30-second knockouts on their records.
Yeah. Yeah. When I think of disciplined striking, I always think of Charles Oliveira because he's the shapes he creates are very, very disciplined. No matter what sort of happens, he always pops back into his reset position, which is very, very stable and very tight and very controlled, very well rehearsed. And Chaos has some powerful strikes, but he doesn't have that reset position, does he? He sort of leaves himself wide open for stuff after he's sort of thrown.
Yeah, and he's a little bit. He can be a little bit take it in turns as well.
Yeah.
Like you go, I go, and Semmelsberger will hit him when he's moving in.
Yeah.
And you've got to think Semmelsberger's right down the pipe with his power. Williams loops and he turns his shoulders over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a really kind of it's just a natural thudding power that he's been working out on the bag, hitting the bag before he learned how to punch kind of power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. He slept
a few people.
He slept Alex Mariano.
Yeah, he did.
And to be fair to him, it's almost contradicting what you're saying. They weren't big power, loopy punches. You just caught him real nice 3 or 4 times in a row.
Who are you talking about here?
Chaos.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
27 seconds.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
thought my notes are on.
I'm just going to keep testing you to see if I can
here.
get. That's the heat button. It's calling you out on your notes. Yeah, he did, and Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who's another real power puncher. But again, like he's got more looping shots as well, so that was kind of a bit more of a trade off. Yeah. Whereas
I think Semmelsberger's going to go all right here.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think he's more accurate. And like you say, I just think he's maybe just that level up in terms of his striking.
Yeah.
Maybe not power wise, but level up in terms of his accuracy and his potentially the understanding of the striking art.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Werner Jandiroba
against.
Oh, no, you're on a different one.
I got Nega Mariano, but it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm only going off Tapology. I'm not making this up.
Oh,
that's the next one up. Well, you got Raptors. Well, we could just see what.
Delete it.
Huh? Oh,
Right,
you deleted your notes.
This
is going to be fun.
I have no idea.
This is going to be fun.
These two.
All right. So who did he stop? So who did he stop last time?
This is where you pick up the slack.
Oh, is it? Okay, is that how we play?
I must have deleted. That's dead weird. I looked at it this morning. I must hit delete by accident. Oh. Who is it? What are the names?
It is Werner Jandiroba against Kanako Moata, who is an
she's hench.
intense wrestler.
Yeah,
she's got a very strong wrestling game, and she thuds as well.
She's all anterior delt and biceps.
Yeah, she
is.
She's
I think she's 5'1".
She is 5'1".
She's basically a square.
She's SpongeBob. She's 5'1" with a 62-inch reach advantage. With a 62-inch reach. I nearly said advantage then, but I can't imagine she's got a reach advantage on anybody.
That would be wild.
But she doesn't need one though.
62-inch reach advantage would be wild.
Did you watched the pound Random Marcos into the corner of the octagon?
Yeah.
I mean, they sounded like Khabib's punches against Michael Johnson.
Yeah, man.
I mean. And because she can put you where she wants to hold you as well, and because she's so strong top position, oh man, I think
Jandiroba's got a few subs on her record, hasn't she? She's got a legitimate jiu-jitsu game. It's the classic. It's the archetype fight in it. That's what it's the can the wrestler be dominant enough in top position to nullify all of the sub attempts while getting an offensive ground and pound game off.
Yeah.
Or is she going to get caught? Because it'll be a trap, won't it? She'll get caught if anything.
Yeah, I mean the one thing that concerns me for Jandiroba is that loss to Carla Esparza.
Right.
I mean, Mackenzie Dern was problems because she couldn't get a hold of her.
Yeah,
she just couldn't find her in the octagon. Whereas Carla Esparza just similar kind of game. And Carla Esparza maybe has a more tailored wrestling game to MMA, but Kanako Moata can generate power to stop fights. I don't think we've really seen what she's fully capable of yet. And the other thing as well is that she's got 2 Von Flue chokes on her record.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
So you can imagine Jandiroba trying to finish a guillotine. As she lands, she's hopped straight past, and she's into side control, and then you've got one of those anterior delts on your your carotid artery.
Yeah, without being too generalist, does she have a judo background? Have you got a profile up? She got a judo background coming from Japan. I wasn't sure.
No, I think it's freestyle wrestling.
Yeah, right.
I don't have it. Let me see if I can find her on. The problem with, oh no, that's the wrong card.
Yeah, I think.
I think it's freestyle wrestling. I think that's her background. I don't know whether she may have started with judo, but
yeah.
Oh, hang on, she does have a Wikipedia page. Yeah, she was fighting in Rising, wasn't she? Oh, yeah, no, judo, you're correct. Moata was born and raised in that's not interesting. The granddaughter of judo
that's not
dojo
master. You couldn't
master.
pronounce where she was born.
Matsuyama.
All right. I thought you were blagging it.
So she started judo at the age of 3. So you could say she's got a bit of experience in judo.
It's tough.
Have they met geese that small?
Not to do.
Aren't they the one that you hang from your rearview mirror in the car?
They're pretty much doing it in school. Everyone's doing it in school. So I'd imagine she's got some judo.
Right. You'd have to get one of those car with the car window little judo gi. 3 years old.
Do you remember that? Remember like the family things, like the dad, the mom, the like stick characters. There's just a judoka on the end of it.
Yeah, she's good. 2 knockouts, 4 submissions.
She'd be too much. Surely she'd be too much for her. she'll
think
go
so.
super aggressive top game.
Yeah.
I think she'll be too much for her.
I mean, the only advantage I'd want to give to Janoba is experience, but then you look at Moata's record, and she's got experience around the world. You know, she's been fighting in Rising and Invicta. You know, good experience against fighters that have got. I mean, she von flued Angela Maganyu's UFC vet, and Lanchana Green, another UFC vet.
Yeah.
Rin Nakai's her only loss, and Rin Nakai's a legit killer. She's 18-2. Well, not anymore. She's not. She was, but Rin Nakai was 22-2 now. Rin Nakai is.
Yeah, I just think she'll be too strong. She'll be too dominant. I think she should get a win there. A win for the Nihonjin.
You're all Team Japan anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Team Japan still.
Love it. Okay.
So who's next?
Hang on. Well, now
Nega
Mariano,
Mariano. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Now your notes are back in place.
Well, we're back on now.
So Nega Mariano against Alexa
Oh,
Kamo.
Again, annoying. Actually, this wasn't Fight Pass's fault. This is my fault. But I was looking at Alexa Kamo. And I think I must have typed in ALEK into the search and then just clicked, like I wasn't concentrating. I was like, fucking hell, he's good. He looks just like a Ratchet. It's like fucking
Ratchet?
A Ratchet. Ratchet. It does look like Ratchet.
I'll be glad when that caffeine kicks in.
He looks just like him. And then it turns out it was actually him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like him. And I just put, Alexander Radit.
Alexander Radler?
Alexander Rakic in there. But Alexander Rakic is really good.
Alexander Rakic is very good.
But he's not fighting.
He's not fighting on this card.
He's definitely not.
But Nega Mariano is.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Alexa Kamo.
He is. Nick's the Romanian
So what can you tell me
wrestler,
about
isn't
Alexa Kamo? What have you got in your notes? Have you
He
deleted
looks-
these as well?
He looks like someone.
he looks like
His name
Alexander,
looks like someone.
He looks like
No, he's
Alexander
good. He's come
Rakic.
out of a good camp and he's at strong style.
Yeah.
And the only, it just seemed solid, but there was nothing that really sort of stood out. I was like, oh, he's sort of all right. I wasn't particularly like
Not overwhelmed
shit.
with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is the strong style. You know,
Grinding,
I
grind
mean,
you
Forrest
down.
Petz from back in the day. I fought Forrest Petz, same kind of thing. A strong wrestler, heavy hands. Obviously Stipe, Jessica I as well.
Yeah.
You know, wrestling based boxing.
It just Cody's out there as well. Is Cody out strong style? Yeah.
Cody,
Garbrandt?
no,
No. Oh.
Alpha male.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Another mistake in the notes.
I'm thinking of
Maybe
starting
I'll
a
bother
new
with
show
notes.
called Corrections, aren't I? I'm stealing the idea off Seth Meyers, and you're just filling up my list at the moment.
It gives you something to talk about.
It does, I suppose. So, Nega Mariano has been out for a while. His last fight was 2019 in London,
Yeah.
and he was looking really good coming into the UFC, 8-0, and then he fought Saparbeg Safarov, who just was too much for him.
Ragged him around.
Too much for him.
Way too much for him.
Yeah, I mean, he had even holding onto the fence for half of the first round, he was still able to win a decision, like 18 points deducted, and he was
like,
just
at
too
one
much
stage,
for
he was
him,
like,
wasn't
I'm pretty sure it was locked into the fence with like an underhook in the fence and an overhook in the fence.
And Nega Mariano was scrambling for ankles, wasn't he? Trying to work ankle locks, and he was just hanging on and spinning out and switching his
Who was it?
grip.
Leon Roberts had to get in the
He had
in
to,
the
he
middle
had
of
to
him.
actually stand between him and the fence at
He
one
was
point.
pissed off as well, wasn't he?
Probably,
Like grabbed him and like took a point off him and meant it.
Yeah, but he just got smashed.
Yeah, Safarov was too much,
Too much.
Way too much. I think this could be another rough night for him. To be honest, I wasn't blown away by Alexa, but
Consistent enough to be a problem.
Yeah,
and just to
and
get
again,
ahead.
the strong style thing is he's gonna grind on him, and he's gonna put him in some positions he's gonna have to work out of repeatedly. And I just wasn't really blown away by Nick, to be honest.
Yeah,
but then it is tough watching, form an opinion off not that many fights that I watched, and when you see him just getting mauled, then that puts that thought in your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but still, I think
you're going with Kamo.
Yeah. I think Kamo will win that.